back to Everyday Struggle on Complex News. I'm Nadeska here with my guys, DJ Akademiks and Wayno. Good morning, yo guys. Akademiks, literally, yo, you always...
Yeah, what is that?
He wakes up literally when the lights go up for the show. Welcome, my friend.
Right.
How you doing?
What are you talking about, Nadeska?
It looks like you
believe
just...
nothing that Nadeska says on camera.
Yeah, I'm the one who makes shit up on camera.
She's been going real nuts recently ever since her cryptocurrency been crashing, you know what I mean?
Wow, Akademiks talking about my investments like that. Don't worry, the portfolio's still strong. You got to diversify.
He was waiting for that one.
All right, so last night, of course, was the BET Awards. Wayno, I know you watched most of it. I caught some clips, so we're going to go through some highlights. But look, let's start with Meek Mill. So Meek debuted a new song called Stay Woke featuring Miguel at the awards on Sunday. First release since he's been home from prison in April. Powerful song, and he wore it while performing. He wore a hoodie attributing Jimmy Wapo and XXXTentacion. Let's take a look.
They be weighing you down, leaving some of them dudes in your circle. Stay woke.
So very powerful song. He's discussing his case, obviously street violence, and the performance really took it to another level. What do you guys think about Meek's big return here?
I loved it. I like the tone that Meek Mill is addressing everything with now. Meek, he has a level head. And not only is he, by the way, a lot of things he's mentioning or speaking on, he's speaking on from his perspective, of course, what he went through, him getting locked back up. And, you know, he's not only just saying, oh, it's just them, it's them, it's them. He's also taking accountability. He's admitting to his Percocet addiction that he did have. And also, he's speaking about how the system is just set up to pretty much fail you. He said the judge gave him a chance. Just that they could fuck him over later. So I think the song is powerful. It reminds me of Young Black America, another song that he puts out, that he put out a while ago, which has that conscious message. And as I see him go forward with this prison reform approach, I think these are the type of songs that's gonna help push that forward. I'm not too sure if this is what the normal Meek fans want to hear, but I could tell he's on a mission right now, and I'm not gonna criticize. All I could say is continue the fight, man.
Right.
Well, what I really liked about it is that he didn't just I wouldn't say attack, but he didn't just criticize police in this song. He talked about us killing each other as well.
Right. So how can I pledge allegiance to the flag when they're killing all our sons, all our dads? He also says, I come from a place when you kill your own brother, you can brag.
Right. Also, we scream Black Lives Matter, but we still towing ladders. You know, watching our own brothers trying to get at us. What I like about it is taking the accountability and speaking up for more black on black violence. You know, we always see a lot of people talk about, oh, well, y'all are killing each other, and not just that, but it's I think in order for us to get further, we got to check each other about it. Because in the same breath, we also like to hear songs. We talked about this last week, about dudes, how they rhyme stuff with murdering and all of that, and it sounds cool till something actually happens.
Right.
So I like the fact that Meek is taking accountability for himself and just the hood. He's the hood hero. I love the song. I think that it is more that I would like to hear from Meek, only because we know what he could give us when it comes to a hit record as far as the club type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Great song. So stay tuned. I'm sure there's going to be more coming from him soon. So big night in general, a lot of performances, early performances from Nipsey and YG. J-Rock opened with Win, which was dope. Cole performed Friends with Daniel Caesar and the Silent Wale cameo. Nicki did Chun-Li, she had YG out, 2 Chainz, etc. And then we're gonna get through some of the winners, but any other performance highlights for you guys?
I like J. Cole's performance. I like J. Cole's performance a lot. I like hers performance a lot. And also the Anita Baker tribute with Marsha Ambrosius. I can't remember everybody that performed. But I thought that was really dope. It made me remember all these songs that my mom used to play while she would clean up the crib. And it's when I was a kid, I didn't always want to hear it, but it made me really appreciate my mom playing them songs because they mean so much now. So overall, I like the performances, especially J-Rock with Win.
Yeah.
That was dope. That was good to see him have his moment out in LA and all of that. You know, everybody watching, he just dropped his album, so that was dope. That was really dope.
Actually, I even ask you about performances or
100% I ain't watched this bullshit. Listen, well, I ain't watched it. The BET Awards, I feel like it's too drawn out. Like, I always remember, like, yo, why is this shit for like 5 hours? You know what I mean? Like, it was just always drawn out. Even when, like, we went to the red carpet, I didn't watch this bullshit. But I did watch.
Why gotta be why everything gotta be bullshit?
What I mean, the awards show is it's a lot of bullshit mixed in with some of the good stuff. Like, yeah, you might like a performance, then you see 13 commercials before you see another award. That's bullshit, my nigga. I'm sorry. Now, I like the big shit, of course, right? The Nicki performance was really dope.
Oh,
I gotta say.
Someone has a compliment for Nicki Minaj
Yeah,
today?
of course. No, it was really dope. I was like, yo, this is like
The
some
entire
good
performance?
Yeah,
Even when she did the Wayne record?
yeah, the whole thing was dope. Just because I think when Nicki presents herself like that, it always comes across good. When I'm just hearing a song, and she ain't got all that theatrics add to it. You know what I mean? And sometimes that falls flat. But that performance was good. Honestly, they kind of got all the awards, right? I'm looking
For the
at
first
that.
time ever, right?
let's
So
look.
remember, so SZA won Best New Artist, of course, and at the Grammys, I don't even remember who won.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Alessia Cara. You know, shout
that
out to
was-
her, but people were very upset because SZA
Right.
really deserved that
Yeah,
award. So
I
they
mean-
got that right. Damn by Kendrick, Best Album.
Hey, I did
Yeah.
call it early in the year. I said, yo, the God's Plan video was the best video
All right,
of the
Ak,
year.
you were waiting
All
for it.
right?
I tried to bump it to the bottom,
Okay.
but you saw it.
I thought that was well deserved. The God's Plan video. I think that was well deserved.
And I mean, like, credit to everyone who has tried to make the. I think the This Is America video wasn't like up
Considered.
For,
I
wasn't
don't think
considered,
that
right?
would have been.
Yeah, I
hit
don't
the
think it
deadline,
came out in
right? That
time.
was
Right,
too
it
recent,
probably
I
did
think.
come out
Because
in
that
time.
probably
Yeah,
would
next-
have won.
next
I mean, that would have
Absolutely.
probably changed my opinion to that. But best movie, Black Panther, group Migos. Like, I think all these are right. Best female artist,
Cardi,
hip hop
yeah.
artist, Cardi, and Kendrick won both best hip hop artist and album.
Damn is living a long time,
Yep.
yo. Damn has really lived a long length. Like,
I think they got it all right. I would have liked to have seen some type of like even a 5-minute segment where it was like a tribute to X.
Right.
yeah, I thought that'd
Like,
be tasteful.
I understand for some people they might look at it, no, that's the BT hip hop awards type
That's
of
not the
thing,
hip
but
hop
like,
award. Oh, that's for that.
More
They
appropriate.
might think of it like that, but
Right.
I think X is an artist that's kind of graduated to that level, and also he attended last year. But other than that, again, I don't like the drawn out format of the BET Awards. It's way too long.
But
for me.
all award shows are like that, right?
Right.
It's just
No,
like they're
no,
gonna have
that
to
one
change
is-
the.
that one's
Really,
the
the
lo-
Grammys feels like it goes on for like
Yeah.
2 days.
It does.
Yo, the BET Awards, when I started checking my timeline from like 6 p.m. to 1 a.m., niggas
like
is like, yo, when
the
Beyonce
carpet,
coming
the
on?
pre-show.
I'm like, it's 12:30. What y'all mean when Beyonce coming on? That's how it
I
always
mean,
goes every year.
it is in LA too, so you got to think about, you got to factor in the 3-hour difference from over there to here.
Or you know what it is? They be having those pre-show like, oh, this is the pre-BT stage. I be watching like, I'm like, come on, cut this off, man. But overall,
This dude.
decent. Watch it on YouTube, man. You'll catch the important parts. I don't want to see what niggas is wearing at a fucking award show. Other than that,
But they got
I like
the
winners.
awards right
They
this
got the
time, we
winners,
can say.
and I like the performances. The performances were dope.
Yeah.
All right, so solid night at the BET Awards. So Nipsey Hussle, of course, performed, but right before his performance, unfortunately, he got into an altercation with a BET employee over a car parking issue. Let's take a look. All right, so like, look, no arrests were made or anything. He still hit the stage, but like that looked like just a reflex. Like, why
Yo.
are you swinging at my man? I'm gonna swing at you.
Yo, Nipsey, this is why I said Victory Lap might be one of my favorite albums of the year, for the victory slap. You know what I mean? Like, it was a reaction. First off, you know when you go down there, like I've been there before, when you go down there, them parking attendants be acting crazy, you can't come in, and that was Nipsey's car. That Benz that's right there, that's Nipsey's car. So I can only imagine the shit he probably said. On top of that, the security guard got aggressive first.
Yeah, that slap, the hitting the cone.
Yeah, like
Not
he
that
got
either
aggressive
side was
first.
right, but yeah, that was
Neither side was right, but
reflexes.
Nipsey
Man, why
got-
did
Nipsey
Nipsey
gotta
slap
get out of-
infinity stones out of this motherfucker? I'm not gonna lie though, I do give credit to homie though, cause I think he, like, for 1 second when he got slapped, he said fuck work. Like, he almost tried to square, but then like he contained himself.
No, he didn't.
Nah, he looked like
He got
tried to-
slapped and it was a natural reaction. He didn't know what to do. He was like this. He didn't know what to
If
do.
you're at work and you get slapped, man, you could be
Nah,
like
he ain't know
checking
what to
people out
do,
in the
man.
couch. You get slapped, you might be like, oh shit.
He didn't know
what
it. But I salute to Nipsey for smacking the shit out of somebody and going and performing. Right after.
I'm not gonna lie. like, and this sounds bad, but that's some hip hop shit. That's some hip hop shit, man.
And the reason why is because anybody that knows Nipsey, he's a very respectful and very calm person. So for him to get out of character, that means some bullshit was done.
From what I was hearing is that apparently the guy who, the parking attendant or whoever, like slapped the cone out of his hand, that's Nipsey's cousin. And I think that guy, I think he said something on Twitter, or like somebody who knew him said something to him like, yo, if anybody knows like his relationship with Nipsey, you should know Nipsey's swinging if you even
So there's
breathe.
family
But
involved.
also,
There's
this is LA, man. You can't play with people like that's they home. Like you're not gonna play around in LA. And beyond LA, just as
I
men.
know Nipsey was slapping niggas like this.
Listen,
I ain't see a hip hop artist do shit in a while. It's been a real bad month for hip hop artists. Okay, we have all type of things going on. We won't even get into. But when I see Nipsey do this, I say, oh shit, some of these rappers actually. You know what I mean?
Because,
and he got the reach. He a tall motherfucker, man. He got the reach.
yeah. Hey man, dude got out of pocket and he got what he deserved. Fuck
Look,
it.
don't be out here slapping anybody, but
Yeah, I don't advise
Nipsey can get away with this. Don't try this at home.
I don't advise nobody slapping people, but if somebody disrespects you, if somebody disrespects you, then that's a different story.
Hey, I'm wondering, do you remember there was a news reporter on Twitter that got into it with Nipsey?
I remember that.
And that nigga said to Nipsey, he says, scrap all that. Let's pull up for the fade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm glad they worked it out. Just like me and Nipsey had issues and we worked it out too. But after seeing that slap, you know what I mean? The news reporter
Made you
was kind of...
did it make you second guess about y'all situation?
He's like, thank God we made up. I would never want to run into him in the streets.
No, but
He's
that
not
dude, that
playing.
reporter, I ain't gonna front.
No, the reporter looked like he was taking UFC
No, but
some
he does. No, he actually does.
Yeah,
So
everybody who takes like some type of jiu-jitsu class on the side can't wait to use it in real life. But
yeah, that's true.
he was trying to pull up on Nips. But anyway, man, listen, I guess it was a good look for Nipsey, a bad look for the parking attendant.
Well, I would call it a good look only because
It's a great look, man. That was a great
I'm
promo.
pretty sure. No, that was a great promo, but I'm pretty sure Nipsey doesn't like. That's not the brand that he
Afterwards,
tries
he's
to.
probably like, shit.
Yeah, because that's not how. Like that's not his message or how he is.
100%, I believe that Nipsey and that dude probably talked, and probably sometime this week we'll see something public to see like they at least communicate.
Maybe not, but I just say this, man. Men gotta be men and watch your fucking mouth when you talking to a man, and keep your hands to yourself, or you won't.
Keep your hands to yourself. Be the number one
I do
rule.
wish it were Mike
Absolutely.
because like, you know what I mean, speaking at length with Nipsey when we had issues, like Nipsey's a nigga who will talk to you.
Absolutely.
Even if he has a disagreement.
Absolutely.
So I could imagine what dude probably said like, yo, nigga, I tell you, put the fucking phone down. And Nipsey probably heard that tone and said, what?
Nah, it's reaction.
That was
You don't
literally,
got,
yeah.
A lot of times you don't have time to think. Like, you know, thinking would be the rational thing to do, but a lot of times you don't have time.
Especially when there's family involved. I feel like people
Absolutely.
have a certain level of calm until you disrespect the people that they love.
Most definitely.
All right, look, guys, couple more days till Drake drops. Scorpion Chops is so excited. He cannot help himself. Drake's going to be on every rundown this week. So over the weekend, he put up a few mysterious billboards all around Toronto. A lot of hints on here, a lot of stubs. Maybe Ak can help us through. So is there more? Don't hit me when you hear this. A-side, B-side, I just flipped a switch. Elevate, Fashion Week is more your thing than mine. Okay, that one's not so much a sub there. Look, what did Drake tell you? It'll all make sense when the album comes out. So is this part of it all
This
making
nigga talks
sense?
in riddles, okay?
Is that a riddle with the fashion
Riddle?
one? That doesn't sound like a riddle
this
to
whole
me.
thing gotta be a
That's
riddle.
not a riddle only because
That ain't no riddle.
have you seen how Drake dresses? Of course, Fashion Week is not his thing.
All right. So do y'all want me to get on some cynical shit, right? Or like
Break it down,
conspiracy
Ak,
shit?
break
No,
it
no, no.
down.
This is me thinking, right?
Okay.
Cynical act? Okay.
Yeah, because homie talks in riddles, right? And even when I was talking to him, like he was real careful in saying shit. But
I
just
thought
even
you
looking
was
at some of these, well,
We'll hear it one day.
hey, he does. No, he does the way he talks. I kid you not.
Even on the phone.
Well, no, we were on the phone. We were on the phone. The way he communicates, like, it's like he knows this might go public. And I hope that's how he talks to his chicks.
Especially with
because-
Espionage Act.
shit gotta go out. Anyway, from what I'm seeing, if I'm just seeing shit and assuming some shit, when I see going from a boy to a man, Drake, they all call him the boy. If I'm thinking that this album might be a growing up process, might be him now accepting the fact that he got a child. He not no bachelor running around, you know what I mean, doing his thing.
not
And
his
also the
thing,
A-side, B-side thing, in my mind, It's a double album. We got singing on one side. We got rapping on one side. He's barring niggas
looks
up.
so happy.
Hit songs.
Look at him.
After
He's
hit
awake.
songs.
Look at him.
He's coming.
He's in the
okay?
clouds.
And then we over here. Listen, Drake. All Drake fans. I think all fans in general, I believe, always wanted that Drake singing album.
I
You know
always
what
wanted him just
That-
all rapping too.
Yeah,
I've always wanted that.
Well, that's why people say he couldn't really have a classic like that. The culture would always say is a classic like a Good Kid, Mad City, because like you 2 rap songs and then he's like fucking harmonizing for 3 songs. Like what?
So you like this idea, this prospect of a double album?
Yes, yes. If it's separated by rapping and singing, I love it. Now I'm just this is wishes for me. I don't know nothing, but it would be nice if you could get some of those some dope features on there, man. Like if he could he had some great collabs with Aaliyah. If you could get that on there. A lot of stuff that, again, I'm just wishing. This is my wish list. Okay.
What's the list then?
Yeah, that
You
he
said
could.
Aaliyah.
Just
That's
Aaliyah.
it.
Aaliyah.
What features do you want from
Right.
Drake at this point?
He has it. He's gotten a feature from everybody.
What would be interesting?
Yeah.
I want to see a feature with him and the GOAT, or at least a
who?
sample.
You talking about Jay or?
What? No, the GOAT. Okay. MJ. No. Okay. Jackson. All right. Anyway, but
You just rolling the
yeah,
dice
yeah.
on this
Okay.
shit. Like,
All right.
A nice
That's
MJ
what-
sample? Okay, he did
all
that.
right,
Oh,
well,
shit.
what I have to say about like, here's this, right? Fuck all them billboards. like, fuck all them billboards. Just drop.
Please
this
don't
shit.
bring up Pusha T now.
Nobody
Oh, okay.
said Pusha
That's
T.
why I'm
Like,
like,
What's your? Hold on.
You
hold on.
obsessed with
Can
him.
we
Every
go
time
back?
you and Chops, every time I say some Pusha T, before I even
No,
utter a
because
word.
I can hear the tone.
No.
Nobody cares about that.
But wait.
What about?
Alright,
No,
so if you
no,
you,
I don't-
you broke down the A side, B side, I just flipped a switch. What about
Oh, yeah.
Fashion Week is
Okay,
more
okay.
your thing than mine? How about that?
Yeah, I do believe he's taking shots like Ye on this joint.
On a billboard? Why?
No. Well, I think the billboards just hint to what's
To the
going to be
records.
an
To the
album,
real shots
right?
that are coming?
Like, not only that, right? Not only the Fashion Week is more your thing than mine, but don't hit me when you hear this. I think he's going to say some shit that people might not like, and he's saying once this shit is out, yeah, it is what it is. You get me? And clearly, I'm going to assume it's at Ye. I just don't know why it's at Ye.
Right.
Okay? He just wrote yikes for the guy. The guy's admitting you wrote it. Like, he's like fucking coming forward saying, yo, you wrote a verse that didn't get,
Because
even
he's
get
the
on the
boss
song.
and he let. Come on, you
dissing
know why.
on-
All right,
yeah, I
so
think-
look, all I'm saying is this. Fuck all them billboards. I'm ready to hear this shit. Like, my anticipation is like as high as it's gonna be.
Word.
I just want to hear the album. I don't care for billboards, but I think that the billboard thing is a nice little rollout plan. But ultimately, I just want to hear the fucking album. That's it.
3 days, 4 days? We're really close.
3 days, right? 4
Yeah,
days?
I don't know what date it
He,
is.
he always does this, and again, he does speak in like these little codes to like prep the album. Number one, he says we're gonna get answers, but also I'm hoping it's about 25 tracks, and it's kind of like, especially given the last couple weeks, the last couple months actually, where we're getting these albums that are they're brief, they're like compact. Like, we're not getting these long, drawn out joints. I hope if he separate them with the singing and the rapping, we get like 9 tracks each.
There's
or
only
10
two.
tracks.
There's only 2 double albums that's classics. Double albums don't usually fare well.
Well, I don't think this will be a classic in totality. I think one side of it will be, though. That's if we could mentally separate them. That's the thing, right? Because, again, the double albums you're thinking about, for the most part, right, it's just 2 albums of the same shit, right? Just extended.
I mean, music totally different time when those double
Yeah.
albums came out. So I'm not holding like I'm not looking for Drake to recreate nobody's shit from before. I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna do a double album, they usually don't, like, double albums don't usually like fare well like in the long run. I mean, if you look at the history, okay, my 2 favorite double albums, All Eyes on Me and Life After Death. Then you got Blueprint 2, which like was okay. It wasn't like Jay's best effort. When you look at Speaker Box, Love Below, which is Big Boy's album and Dre's album put together, people love Below more than they even talk about Speaker Box. Who else dropped double albums? There's a few more, but like double albums don't really pan to like. It's a good idea. Like, it used to be a good idea, but it's
I
like
feel this is much different just because
Diplomatic
of-
Immunity was a double album that was fire though.
Super fire.
Yeah.
I think because this is so different on both, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, this is and again, I'm hoping that the rap side is like, this is mostly for y'all niggas who want rapping.
Absolutely.
Of course, you're gonna have a couple hits in there, you got to, right? And then for the singing portion, all that dance stuff and all that slow shit, put it there. That's been his big like Achilles heel, right? Like
Mixing the two, right?
Yeah, it's like, okay, how do you mix them and also satisfy everybody, right?
Right.
Of course, he could have records on either side with this format that could go pop and satisfy those fans, but we always have the fans that say, hey, we like the singing shit, or hey, we just want to hear you rap. Like,
Right.
I like to hear the rap, but I don't mind the singing shit too.
Yeah, I mean, I like Drake singing shit, but it's like a lot of times when you listen to his album, it's like he had just spit some hard shit and then the singing shit comes right. I'm like, come on, my nigga.
So you
like,
make that in a playlist.
All I could tell, that nigga Drake definitely feel confident because, again, while we were having a conversation, I think he misconstrued what I said because I was telling him, I was like, yo.
you said a lot of shit.
No, I told him, I said, yo, you used to be that nigga. You know what I mean? Like, and I was really referring to the battle with him and Pusha T, and I was like, when it came to battling, especially after Meek, we were thinking that you were that nigga, that you're talking all that shit. If anybody opposes you, you're washing them. And you were that nigga for us as fans. So when you don't respond to Pusha T, we're gonna think a certain type of way. I think he misconstrued that to think I was trying to say he kind of fell off.
Right.
And he said something, he was like, if you meant I fell off or something, keep that same energy when the album drops.
Oh, well.
So maybe that's what he means by, nigga, don't hit me when y'all hear this.
And
yeah, I
there
thought I was
a very-
finished or something.
It wasn't a shot, but there was a very small thing alluding to that from Meek when he said, try to Ja Rule the kid on some wankster shit, but that's impossible because I'm unstoppable.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think that's a shot at Drake at all, but I
it's
think
like
that
a-
is recognition.
Right.
Like that is recognition because everybody felt like Drake was going to end Meek or he ended Meek or he would have no career after that.
Yeah.
And it's like now we look where it's 3 years later and he's still here. So there was a little bit of alluding.
That's interesting. It's
Yeah.
part of like the stages, right? When you go through anger, grief, whatever, getting to the
If there's a
club.
Drake and Meek track on the album, would y'all be surprised?
I wouldn't be surprised, but I would
Be excited.
I'd be excited for it because they've never done nothing whack together. So I would definitely be excited for it, you know?
Yeah, in terms of features, I'm hoping there's a Drake Tory. That would be
dope.
Great. Of course, when I hear singing album, of course I want Drake Weekend or even a Drake Bryson. Those would be great. Drake doesn't really, well, recently with his last couple albums, he's put more features on it. Like his first couple albums, he stayed
But don't
away
you
from
think,
the features.
I mean, at this point, do we really want a lot of Drake features on this album? Like,
I think we want the meaningful ones.
okay, now the meaningful ones, but my theory is like he keeps the features to a minimum because he has some shit to get off his chest. You know? I mean, the last album, More Life was like, I wouldn't call it, I'm not going to disrespect him and call it no compilation or nothing like that, but he did have a lot of features on that shit. And then he jumped into the whole overseas wave and all of that. So I think he's given a lot of opportunities to people to, because every time you on his album, whether you producing or you singing or you rapping or writing, whatever the case may be, it's a big opportunity for you. Because his shit stops everything when it drops.
Yeah, less features, Drake. Like, you know what I mean? Bruh, you know what we want, man. Like, no disrespect. We don't want to hear no Lil Baby or Quavo on your album.
What if Cole pops up on this? Him and Cole have a really good relationship. I'm surprised they don't work together more often, to be honest.
It better be on some Jodeci freestyle type of shit. Like, we're going neck, like, going at each other's neck type of shit. Not like on some...
Like friendly.
Yeah.
I'm
Want to
here
see who
do the
can
hook.
rap. Yeah.
That would be fun.
Right.
Teyana Taylor finally dropped Keep That Same Energy over the weekend. So, of course, she had her big listening party. There's a little bit of a delay getting this up on streaming services. Fans were pretty impatient, but it finally dropped. I think this is a pretty great album. Rose in Harlem, excellent song.
Yeah.
Three-Way, very interesting. Gonna Love Me, Issues, Hold On. What'd you guys think?
I think it's really solid. You know, I think it's really solid. I mean, like, to get... Teyana doesn't depend on music for her brand. And she says that on some of the songs, like, I just bought my third house. She, like, they ask
Rose
her,
in Harlem, man, what do
she's-
you do?
What do you do? I do
She's
everything.
like, do
I just
everything.
bought my third house.
Yeah.
I mean, let's clap it up for Harlem real quick, you know what I mean? Because I am from Harlem, and T is a great friend and colleague of mine. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I was thrown off by the Three-Way record. I didn't think she would talk like that.
Shump.
Yeah.
What a lucky guy.
Right.
The only one not surprised. Everything when I look at her, I see a lot of sexuality.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
exuding that. I mean, yeah, I would
Hey,
imagine.
man, I didn't know.
2018.
I be 2018. Whoa.
2018.
What does that mean? But anyway, Yeah, overall, I think she pulled it off. I think she pulled it off. This is one of my more favorable out of the, because it's not 7, it's 8, but out of the shorter length albums, the only thing that I'm coming to with these shorter length albums is when you try to compare them to other albums that's out, you're like, damn, but I got more from this other album.
Right.
You know, that's why when we brought up Album of the Year and I said Victory Lap, but I love Daytona, I'm like, I love Daytona, but it's like, it's only 7. You know, with longer length albums, we get a little bit more time to digest. It's like, damn, I could just run it right back, but it feels like it's something missing. So it's a new thing I got to get adjusted to kind of judge the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. This album, it's hard for me to call it album too, but
Yeah.
it is like a sample size of everyone's projects. And I will say for Teyana, this was phenomenal. The production on it is great. The first 2 songs, I forgot their names.
No
those are my
Manners,
favorite.
Gonna Love Me.
Okay, yeah, shit, I ain't got that. Those are my favorite. I'm not gonna lie, the Kanye track is whack to me. Just keeping it 100. The Rose and Harlem joint is hard. The 3-Way song, I like. I'm not gonna lie, I was loving it, and then
What?
what's that nigga's name? Ah, shit. Ty Dolla $ign comes out and said, "Whoa, nigga, the fuck?" It was a vibe. But you know what I mean? He did his thing as well, so salute to him.
Yeah.
That track was super dope. I'm not gonna lie, it gave me more appreciation. I've only heard her music in like
Doses.
doses.
Yeah.
And hearing this project, I was like, there's like a lane for her that's just not even that's not tapped yet. It's like untapped. And I want to hear more music from her. But I like those 2 records. I think Hurry's one where, I don't really fuck with that.
Yeah.
Issues, that's cool. 3-Way, fire. Rose and Harlem, I rock with that. The Never Would Have Made It, that's cool. And the last one, that's all right.
Yeah, that's because T getting so much other money.
Yeah.
She doing some Harlem shit. She doing so much other shit.
Yeah, but to his point, it's good that it's out and now people hear it. They want to
Right.
hear more from her, so just like more moves for her to
Right.
wake. All right, so
What happened to track 9, man? The joint with her and Iman Shumpert, man. Iman Shumpert
I'm
raps,
surprised
man.
he's not on here actually.
Shumpman. Y'all never heard that song? Never heard Shumpman?
You talked about it when he came up here, right? I think.
Man. No, actually, Iman could actually rap though. You know what I mean?
Okay.
No,
No, I'm serious. Like, no, he could rap like.
no, it's cool. We believe you.
Is he
Bro,
good enough to get a feature from Little Act?
Of course, yo, he could rap, bro. Like, I don't know about making records, but I've heard a couple like freestyles from him. Like, he's cool. He's definitely cool. He's not Damian Lillard, and I told him when he was here, but like he could definitely hold.
Damian Lillard's better than him as a rapper.
Yeah, as a rapper, yeah. And
Alright.
a basketball player, but I mean that's.
Don't do that, Charles.
So as far as we know, like confirmed, we're at the end of this good music rollout, but it looks like Kanye and Chance could have another project coming. So Francis and the Lights did a Twitter Q&A over the weekend where a fan was asking that he had a couple more coming, and yeah, there were hints that might happen. Also that Ty Dolla $ign and Sci-Hi hinted that they might be working. Would you guys want to hear more from this series with these artists and Kanye?
These 7-song joints.
Yeah, I'm wondering what happened to Big Sean. Like, was he considered to be a part of this rollout? I would have liked a Big Sean project,
right, yeah.
but
I'm glad he wasn't. I think for Sean, especially given his last project, I want to hear like a whole album. Like, I think 7 songs would just be too short. Unless it's like a mixtape, like how he kind of Detroit, just really compacted
Detroit
again.
was so fire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, unless it was kind of like that, but like an album, and maybe it's just how I'm thinking about it, because really, are these albums or are these just like EPs and we're just calling them albums because
Right.
they're all going on sale, right? And they're presented as albums. But I'm okay that he wasn't involved just because I'm expecting so much from him. I feel like he has a lot to prove, especially given that he came off that collab
With
joint.
Metro?
Yeah, and I felt let down. I felt
too,
let down a bit, so I'm expecting a lot from him. But Chance and Ye, man, I want to hear 7 tracks of Chance praying for Ye. I don't even want to hear that shit, bro. And it's not that I don't want to hear the music. It's just that, like, I would even want to talk to Chance to see like how he feels about like his stance on a lot of stuff. I would think, even though I seen a tweet that was a little bit. It seems to be like he's more conscious, he's more down to earth with the real people and what's really going on. Right. And when Kanye is in that type of place, and it seems like he still is, he hasn't changed. I don't know how you get in the studio and make like this supposed great or phenomenal album.
Well, would this thing be a Chance album produced by Ye, because if it's a collab album with him and Ye, I don't want to hear that shit.
You just want a Chance album produced by Ye.
I would really like to hear a Chance album produced by Ye, but as far as like him and, I'm not even gonna go there because I don't want to get flamed again. But I'm this 7-song shit, it's cool, but I'm looking at how it's gonna pan out over the whole year because we've been waiting for this alleged Cruel Winter album for the longest, and when we look at how they're packaging these songs, when you all add them together, it seems like 2 compilations of albums. I mean, how many songs have we gotten so far? We got, 3, 4, 7 album joints, then we got Teyana shit, that's 8, right? Then we might get a Chance joint.
Yeah.
I think we can't view it, I think we just gonna have to view it as the whole year of good music, like not piece by piece.
Yeah. In terms of Chance working with him, you make a good point, right? So their stances seem to be very much conflicting, but I wonder, and I'm curious about your opinion on this because you've been inside this for so long, does it really matter if 2 artists, like someone doesn't agree with what Kanye says? From all the listening parties, it seems like all the artists are still out there in that circle supporting him. Like, would anyone actually turn down a collab with Kanye just because they don't agree with him morally? Have you seen something like that? I don't know if morals matter in this industry.
Oh, and sorry to cut you off before you answer, but also, if they do collab, yo, it has to be like ultralight beams, like 7 songs.
Yeah.
It got, actually, I want to be gospel album, straight up. No, seriously, seriously, like, and that's why.
Gospel Kirk Franklin features.
Kanye would kill all those samples, and that'd be an interesting concept album.
The Ultralight Beams is one of my favorite songs, just because it was touching on some of the stuff that was going on, and it was really almost looking to the higher power rather than just like blaming people. It was looking to the higher power to say, yo, help us out. And I don't know. I think that could help Kanye.
Yo,
I don't know why I think that.
Fuck all that. You know what I want? I want a G Herbo Kanye West produced song.
G Herbo.
Yeah, I'm like real shit. Okay. I want a G Herbo.
Jump out of good music now. Let's go to Chicago.
No, in Chicago.
Let's get FBG Duck and Kanye in the studio.
Why the
Yo,
fuck
what's
not?
up?
You wanna know why? Because at one point in time, I don't think that Kanye's production has always been unlimited. He was doing Jay Z, he did Slum Village, he did Common, he did T.I., Lil Wayne. Like, he's produced for everybody. So, I mean, all of this Chance shit is cool because I think Chance could pull it off, but I would like to hear more of a totally produced thing. But then remember, Chance, he had that tweet at the wrong time and then he backtracked it, right? So, to your point about people's opinions or their stances, none of that shit matters when they gonna make some music, because I think that it's probably maybe a 20 or 30 minute conversation prior, and then they just get to making music. I don't think that that's the whole studio session. But I want to, like, all of these guys is good. Like, all of these people, they're all on good music and all that. Give my man G Herbo some fucking production from.
Well, while you're saying that, I would say salute to my man Lil Reese and also Lil Durk. They mentioned in an interview I watched recently, different interviews, but they were basically saying Chicago, like rappers and also just Chicago in general, they look at the Ye's and like a lot of them look at Ye and be like, hey, you could extend a hand to us. Like, you could help us open up. You're not here, but if you open up opportunities to us, we could then help out and open up opportunities to other people that they could not have to resort to violence maybe. And I don't know, like, it would be nice if Kanye reached out back to Chicago. We do know with Young Chop, remember the whole Chief Keef thing, whatever? Yeah. They had some criticism of Kanye because they felt like he could have done some more for Chicago in terms of even the music scene and helping the artists who control the message that the youth there are receiving. So,
like,
I don't know.
People were like that with Dr. Dre at one point in time. I mean, it's not the same person, but a lot of people, you know, everything, well, I ain't gonna say everything, but a lot of things that came through Los Angeles that became legendary came through Dr. Dre at one point in time or another. So I just feel like with Kanye, now that he's extending his hand to do production for so many people, why not jump in on these guys that's gonna be the future, you know?
A dumb question, at least for me, but is Kanye really making these beats or he's just overseeing the process? Because these are a lot of motherfucking beats. And the samples on Teyana shit, I'm like, Jesus Christ, these are fucking amazing. Yeah. Is Kanye really, because maybe he really just is spending his time in the studio making all this shit.
I mean, we haven't heard something for so long. I think so.
Yeah, no, well, I guess what I mean is that, like, how, is he physically making these beats? Because produce is such a vague term, right? Like produce is like,
Produce. A thing about making a beat doesn't make you a producer. Quincy Jones wasn't.
he wasn't a beat maker.
Yeah, he wasn't a beat maker. Like Quincy Jones will orchestrate. Yo, all right, you're gonna do that. You do this. That's full on production.
But what Kanye West is known for, at least the early part of his career, even like picking samples and the way he would loop it, all that. I hear some of these elements in like Nas's shit. I hear some of it on Teyana's shit, and I'll be like, yo, Ye might be reeling in his bag. You know what I mean? And if that's the case where he's that much involved in, again, yes, he's producing, you're right. But even in beat making, like that's a lot of commitment in terms of time. How the hell is he in Fashion Week hugging Virgil? Like what's going on out
But
here,
yeah, to
man?
Wayno's point, it's been a while, right? He sort of
it's been a while.
disappeared
He's
to like
had some
take
time.
care of himself, so it's not hard to believe that he's been locked up in the studio.
Nah, these joints, like, it's like too many like great beats. When I saw him waste a really great beat on that wickety wop whoopity whatever bullshit,
Yeah,
whatever,
the
that's when I
yourself.
realized somebody's either in a Kanye West production sweatshop or he's
Sweatshop.
going crazy.
No, but I think
'Cause
and
Kim
this
pissed
is-
him off.
This is all of us just speculating, right? I think that Kanye probably has like a few dudes that's around because at this point in his career as a producer, you should have. Excuse me.
Have a sweatshop.
No, it's not a sweatshop.
saying that.
You should have some younger guys. Excuse me again. You should have some younger guys under you that you are grooming, but that you are like directing. And I think that at the point that he's at now, that's what he should be doing. And that is still production. That's very like you don't have to press a button to produce.
Yeah, well, I guess the question that I was trying to say is like how, like, is he like
How much is
still
he
making-
doing
Yeah,
actually
because
himself,
I seen a joint. You seen that little video where he was like going, like anytime you see a video with Ye with that little weird awkward bop and he's pressing buttons, like you know what I mean, it remind me of Runway when he was doing it as
Yeah.
yeah. But
Such a great time, right?
Such a great time.
yeah, last thing on the Teyana Taylor album, the fucking production on it is top notch. The samples are amazing. I got 2 samples I got to go back and look up because I like to listen to the original samples.
Right,
too.
me too.
Like, you know what I mean?
What we rating this out of 5?
Out of 5,
Yeah.
definitely a 4.
I'm with
Nice.
you on that.
That's a
I'll
good
give it
rating.
to you a 4 as well.
Yeah, word. All right, do we have more? Side note, even if Chance doesn't put out a project with Kanye this year, I would like another project from him, right? It's
Absolutely.
been a minute since Coloring I'm sure
Chance,
he's
if you
working
go
on
to the
something.
studio with Kanye, man, bring some holy water, man. Bring some holy water, bro.
Yo, why you playing a Chance like he's this pastor?
He definitely got a Bible.
That's
in
his
back pocket.
storyline, yeah.
Stop
He
it.
thinks
he
he's
keep
like
he
the
keep a
blessed
Bible.
child.
On the
All right,
left side, only on the left side, because that's the God side.
So last week we talked about Jay Z and Beyonce's numbers for Everything Is Love. So it's at number 2 in the Billboard 200 right now. 124,000 copies sold first week. Those are the final numbers. But again, it was a title exclusive for a while, so we don't know if this really is. These are the real numbers. But Ak, what do you think?
Yeah, this shit flopped, man. Numbers wise, it flopped. But
considering
honest,
that we probably will never see all of the numbers, or
I'm not buying this title stuff. I'm just sorry. Like again, if we're gonna do a real analytic numbers breakdown, even though we don't have all the numbers, you're right. But Lemonade and even 444, they were title exclusives for a while, and when they were publicly available for sale, they both sold pretty decent. This album, I'm looking at it from 2 perspectives. The numbers, you can't look at 125 or whatever it is for Jay and Beyonce. That's the king and queen, and say, oh, it's all right? But I look at it in terms of consumption as well, right? I'm thinking like, did it drop like 2-3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, right?
yeah,
Did this album come and go, or is it kind of living?
Ape Shit's
It dropped
definitely
a
alive.
week ago. Shit, like I felt like it kind of came, and when 444 dropped, we were still discussing shit on it for 3 months later. Like we were still deep in it, discussing shit. Lemonade, we were discussing shit 3 months later. I feel like this album kind of came and it's like, okay, you know what I mean? Let's get to the tour. Perhaps that's just my view because I'm looking for conversation pieces to evolve from this album. And I'm not judging and saying it sounds bad, but 444 really, it lived so long because it had us talking.
But that had nothing to do with numbers. 444, I don't even remember what it sold. Like, this is the problem that I have, and this is not directed at you. I'm just saying, like, in terms of how we discuss music, because people will always say, well, it sold this or it sold that or it did this or it did that. But my thing is what are you listening to? Did you like it? Like, now, one of the reasons why I think we're not having more conversations about it yet is only because they was overseas and maybe they got to come back over here and shoot some vids and shit. The thing about 444 was like a whole movie rollout. Like that was the first time we seen a lot of videos that didn't have Jay Z in them or didn't have any like performance shots in them at all.
Yeah.
It was just more like the narrative of where he was at as a person. Now, okay, 125. I don't care if the shit is a disappointment on the sales side because I actually like the music from it. So I think sometimes when we have these numbers conversations, it makes a lot of the younger viewers say, well, maybe it wasn't that good because it didn't sell as much, as opposed to taking the time to listen to it. Because if you listen to it, it's a good album. No, it's not I don't deem it as a classic. I don't even think it's better than 444, but it's a good album. And I think that's what matters to me most. I don't really care for the number shit.
Yeah, for me, the numbers is really, it gives you a fair, and I'm gonna say fair, perspective of how people are interacting with it. Again, numbers are not just sales these days, right? It's a lot of streaming or whatever. And yeah, that could also indicate if it's trendy, but if people are interacting with the music, if they're interested in it, there's a lot of shit that's good that goes under the radar, unappreciated
Absolutely.
or whatever. So the numbers, for me, I'll always say this, like, sales equal demand. It doesn't equal quality. Quality is something else. Like, we have a lot of great stuff that don't sell and a lot of bullshit that does, right? But for me, when I see the low sales, I'm like, people weren't checking for this as I would think, I'm assuming they would think people would be. It's J&B, like.
Well, so question, because I remember like the reports used to come back like every Wednesday, right? So, of course, with them being selfish and dropping shit on Tidal as they should.
And on a Saturday,
On
right?
a Saturday, because now, I remember you had to drop your shit on Tuesday so that they could get everything in for the whole week to get the numbers back by Wednesday. I don't know how that number shit works now. Now, because they kept it on, they kept it on Tidal for the weekend, and then Monday it came out on every platform. Are there more numbers that's gonna come from the other platforms, or are these just the Tidal numbers? Like, I don't know.
Well, I think that's where it gets complicated, and I hope on a business level, like, yeah, they're gonna get killed a little bit in the public by people gonna be like, yo, that's not numbers that.
Yeah, because the perception of what the numbers are.
Exactly. But if those numbers turned a bunch of subscribers for Tidal, which that was the goal to have it exclusive for Tidal.
It's more valuable for them than
it's more valuable for
numbers.
them than what people publicly think. Now, unfortunately, just like with Kanye's album and some other albums that they dropped, I think maybe Rihanna one time, when it was Tidal exclusive, they're not gonna give us all that data.
Right.
Just like they don't give it to Nielsen. That's why we don't see it, right? With Kanye's album, when it came out, it says, hey, it got streamed this amount of times on Tidal, but it didn't get converted to sales because they're like, this is internal information. So again, it's weird with the numbers and stuff like that, and unfortunately, because of 50, fans nowadays, we gonna look at the numbers because you know what happens? Like, again, we not only compare artists in terms of who makes the best music, but we also compare popularity at times,
Right.
and that gives us a gauge. Yo, my artist sold better, a lot more than yours, or whatever. Again, we'll see what the second week does because it didn't come out late. We'll see what that does. But 125 for me, I was a little bit shocked. I thought it would be at least 250.
Yeah, I was shocked too. I'm just like, what I don't want to happen is people to say, oh, that shit only sold that because it's not, or because it ain't this album or that album that they put out, it ain't Lemonade or it ain't 444, so it only sold that because people don't like them no more. Like, cause people start trying to run with that shit, and the public opinion can be swayed so easily when people start saying shit like that.
And you know what? I started thinking about it again. I'm not definitely when I start having sales conversation, I don't talk about quality.
Right.
We could talk about like we just talked about Teyana Taylor's album. We talk about quality. We ain't talk about what she's gonna sell. Two different conversations. Right. But you know, I always think about anticipation and demand. Like when Drake's gonna come out, like he's gonna do near $1 million.
Absolutely.
You feel me? Cole, who was away for like 2 years, it feel like. Well, actually, it wasn't 2 years, but it was like a year. But people wanted to hear what he had to say for his next effort.
2 years, right? Because
Wasn't Whereas only was 17?
That was 2016.
It was 16?
End of
Okay, all right. So
2016,
so it was 2 years, and he did almost $500,000, right? So I was thinking, I wanted. And I know there's a large group of people that wanted a Jay Z and Beyonce. I just thought the whole culture would just stop. You know what I mean? I think that's why the Nas memes and all that type of stuff like probably existed on Twitter, because we're saying, oh, Jay and Beyonce dropped. The culture just stopped. You get me? Nothing matters at least for a week. We get a week grace period to focus on this. And if I'm looking at it by the numbers to say, damn, everybody didn't flock towards it.
Right.
I don't know.
That day when it dropped, it did feel like it, at least on social media.
Yeah,
but
it
also,
did.
there's just been so many projects like dropping back
so-
to
yeah.
back to
Kanye-
back. I think
Yo.
people are probably just overwhelmed with music right now, too.
Freeway dropped his album, which I wouldn't say I'm surprised, but it was a very good project. I mean, we've been getting so much music. West Side Gun dropped a new project. G Herbo, you fuck with Herbo. Swervo, that record, I love that record. And he has
Herbo
the
the
project
guy,
with
man.
Southside like coming out. So it's so much. I get what you're saying. It's like so much shit coming at one time.
It's overwhelming.
You know, and everybody's not listening to all the same things, but it's like everybody's streaming somewhere. You know, everybody's picking their pocket.
Hey, speaking of which, before we get off this topic, and of course, salute to Jay Z and Beyonce. Numbers do change, and we do realize that, like, hey, they might sell this now, and when Beyonce puts her next
Video
solo out, or
plus they're gonna drop. I'm sure they're gonna drop more dope visuals for this. I think it's gonna affect the numbers.
yeah,
too.
or even again, it's still one album, right? Like when Beyonce comes with her next effort, she'll sell 1 million. Who cares, right? But I will say salute to everyone who's dropping music. There's so much music coming out, as you said. My man, A Boogie.
Yes.
He just dropped one. Yo, he got a record. You know me, I'm Jamaican.
International artist.
Yeah, that international artist.
Yeah.
My man, Alkaline. Fire. I had to add 2 of them joints to my playlist, man. Them
Yeah,
joints is
man,
fire.
Boogie, and then Boogie's dropped, and then he's dropping an album later on this year.
Yeah.
So it's like
His
before-
joint was like 9 songs too. Yeah, like the
Yeah, it was like an EP.
compacted joints are definitely popping now.
But the thing is, like, before it was such this crazy thing to get 2 projects from an artist in 1 year. Now artists are dropping 3 and 4. Like, because, like you said, like the streaming numbers, because we're not worried about physical sales anymore.
Right.
It's like when we look at 125K, I don't think of one CD. And it takes, 1,500 plays for one sale, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of streams, but then when you, like you said, when you look at it overall, because when Drake comes out Friday, that's Friday he comes out?
Yeah, or
Yeah, he's
Thursday
gonna
night,
fucking
late
spank
Thursday.
shit, like, yeah.
So much more. Oh, my guy Black also dropped Switch. His
Yeah,
single on
I
I'm
Days
gonna
in the
tell you
Black.
this right now. From Thursday, I'm preparing my body right now. From Thursday night to Monday morning, I
All
ain't going
Henny.
to sleep.
Just
And
show
all
up to
Henny.
work. Show
All
up on
Henny.
time Monday. That's
By the way,
all.
I don't know if you know, I haven't.
Are you drunk dialing this weekend?
I'm on a week. Today makes a week of sobriety. I have not sipped a Henny.
How do we
You know what I mean?
fact check this?
No.
Right.
Ever since X died was a week.
Really? You definitely were sober the next morning. That's true.
I've been sober.
Okay, I'm proud of you,
But
bro.
when this Drake album come out, I be sipping. I'm
getting on the
sending
Twitch. I gotta
mad
see this.
texts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm crying tears of joy.
We might have to film the episode on Twitch because he's not gonna show up on time for work Monday.
Right.
But yo, anyway,
He was about to say that.
you're
He
right.
stopped
No,
himself.
I was gonna be like,
Stop
we're
this
not
up.
here Friday. Then you said Monday. I'm like,
Right.
Yeah, so my guy Black also dropped Switch, dope new track, and his album is coming. I'm looking forward to that too.
too.
We got one more for you
oh,
guys.
salute to Black. Jesus Christ, there's so much music on.
So
That's what I'm
much
saying.
music.
There's so much, yo.
Yeah, it's
Like,
overwhelming.
so much.
But I'm excited. You know me. You know I'm obsessed with him. All right, so we got another XXL freshman freestyle for you guys. This time it's Stefflon Don. Let's check it out.
When you step in at the UK, us the realest niggas, what I'm about. Yo, titty big and the butty too. Ride it cocky like I'm 22. I could care less where your hair's from, cause your lace front's kinda showing, boo. Blood clot, them I send for all, real done dada. Pull up in the Maserati with a sawn off shotty. I got body, she got bodies. My ting good, my ting mad. Fuck it with me, have you gone mad? I speak my mind, say how I feel. Sometimes I feel like I'm too real.
Stefflon Don.
Fire! Bumbo clot.
For all the
dog.
Jamaicans out here.
Hey, this is great. I love Stefflon Don.
Finally
She's
saying her name
amazing.
right.
Come on,
Stefflon
cut it out.
Don.
Don't get in my moment.
How
right
did he
here.
used to say it?
Shit.
Steph London.
No, because I was speaking like English. Like when I'm speaking,
You
when
don't
the,
even
when the
speak-
action is
you don't
now.
speak
And
English
anyway,
like
man,
that,
it was
dude.
great. I do want to say I'm glad to see she's being, and I got to salute to QC when I mentioned this. She's introduced actually to the American audience. She's a fucking superstar in the UK, and I'm watching because I love things like this, and of course I love her. I want to see how people like are receptive to like her type of music, right? Because I think she could bridge it, right? I think a lot of times when people think of like, let's say dancehall music, they're like, yo, well, we can't understand them, blah, blah, blah. Like, she'll have some of those accents and those type of like lingo, but then she could also kind of flip it where she's kind of more proper and you could definitely understand. So,
we know she can make a hit,
her.
right? Hurting Me with French Montana.
Fucking
Great song. She can make more of those.
She has a great voice.
Man, I played that song one time. I apologize to all my ex-girlfriends, man. The ones I even cheat on, bro. Actually,
Salute
black
to
men
Stefflon Don, though. I mean, that was dope. I was actually shocked. She's the only woman on the cover, right? So she's holding it down for the ladies. Salute to her. I mean, and what's really dope is I get a lot of like UK artists always ask me like, yo, how could we break over there? Because us going over there is more receptive than them coming over here. So she might be, trailblazing a bit with her being a woman and being from UK.
From the UK, signed with QC, doing these collabs.
Yeah, that's like they can see over there that it's possible to make this shit happen over here. So
yeah, and also that's what I was saying. I want to see like. A lot of niggas over here, like, we be accepting niggas who straight up mumbling out of different places in America. But when we hear an accent that's like from the UK,
like, no,
oh my God.
Man.
Yeah, like, yo, it's like we don't want to, like, be receptive to it.
It's funny that you say that, because when More Life dropped, what was your opinion of all the grime features on that? Do you remember?
Oh, I wasn't here.
No. It wasn't for the accent, though. I love their accent. It was because I'm listening to Drake body a song and the nigga come on in. I'm like, fuck. I had to cut it short, man. Drake be like really put me in the mood.
Yeah, but he jumped in they wave too. Like he didn't.
Yeah, Drake. Yeah.
That was more for him than it was for them. They was already doing their thing.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
That was to make an international type.
I ain't gonna lie. Drake definitely was gonna shark that shit up. Like, this is about to be hot. Man, come here.
Right, exactly. Exactly. I mean,
So good.
To everybody
But, I'm glad she's getting her opportunity. I would love for her to come up here. You know, been killing me saying that we need to get a UK artist on Everyday Struggle.
We would love to have
Can we
her
get
here.
her on?
Come through
Stefflon Don, if you see this, you're invited.
P from QC, man.
Ack will have oxtails for you at 10 o'clock in the morning.
That is a fact.
Yes.
You saw her video. She just went back to Jamaica to film a video.
Oh, word?
So you got to catch up.
Yeah, we got a link with her, yo.
All right, that's our show for today, right, guys? I think we got everything. We'll see you back here tomorrow, 11 a.m. on Everyday Struggle.
Ack will be wearing red.